okay, pranayama for purification, because that's what we're talking about here, especially if we're going to do a challenge. Part of the reason to dive into deeper breath work is to help purify on every level, the body, the emotional body, etc., the mental body, and developing focus and concentration. But additionally, when we really start to work with deeper techniques of pranayama, we start to activate consciously, not involuntarily, the breathing muscles deep in the body, like the diaphragm muscle, etc. And what happens when we do that is, if you are a yoga practitioner, if you already practice, or if you're trying to develop a practice, the conscious breath control transforms your practice. It is phenomenal. Pranayama can also be done alone through with meditation, but you can certainly use it in your practice. Kitty, stop. Stop. All right, so start by sitting up nice and tall and kind of feel a little bit weighted through your sit bones. Lift the ribs. So we want to make space between the low ribs and the pelvis. Elevating the tailbone can help if you sit on a blanket, like 1 inch up. You can also do this seated in a chair. And let's close our eyes for a moment. Feel how it is that we breathe normally. For the first breath, we're going to work on Ujjayi breathing, U-J-A-Y-I-I, Ujjayi. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And instead of breathing into the upper chest, many of you may know this already, so you can kind of skip this part if you want, but instead of breathing just into the upper chest, imagine that the torso is like an empty glass. And you know, when you fill a glass, you pour water in it, the water goes to the bottom of the glass first. So use your imagination. As you breathe in and out through the nose, you're going to sit up nice and tall and let the belly expand at the beginning of the inhale, and then the solar plexus, and then the chest. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale for a second or two, and then exhale from emptying the glass from the top down. So chest will fall, solar plexus comes in, belly button toward the spine. It's like the diaphragm muscles coming up under the rib cage for really full exhale. Hold. Even as you hold the breath for a second or two, pull the diaphragm muscle up a little bit more. That's the first way to approach Ujjayi. And as we're drawing the breath in and out through the nose, we're going to use the muscles of the throat so it makes a sound. See if you can hear the sound. So the sound is like sound of ocean waves coming in and going out. It's also, to me, it sounds like a tire inflating or deflating. So practicing Ujjayi tones the muscles of the throat. It tones the breathing muscles. It can, over time, gives the mind something to focus on if you make that sound of the breath. It starts to physiologically alter things so that the brain will come into an alpha state, very deep level of relaxation. You can weave this breath all the way through an entire yoga practice with conscious awareness and with practice. It will change a lot for you. So I always start and end with Ujjayi breathing when I'm doing pranayama work. A stronger way to do this Ujjayi breath is to breathe more forcefully. Really pull that breath in kind of fast. As you hold the breath at the top of the inhale, then pull the diaphragm muscle up under the rib cage. Pull the belly button toward the spine fully, and then begin the rest of the exhale. So it's that's a much more aggressive breath, very purifying. Takes practice to sustain that for any period of time. As you're pulling the muscles in and up at the top of the inhale as you're holding the breath, what you're doing is you're driving air up into the upper lobes of the lungs. Again, very aggressive, but an excellent way to practice that breath. Okay, so that's Ujjayi 1. We'll call the other one Ujjayi 2. Ujjayi 1 is calmer, slower, more rhythmic. You can weave it through your whole practice. Ujjayi 2 is more intensive, purifying breath. Not necessarily while you're practicing yoga, but rather when you're just doing pranayama meditation. Third breath is Kapalabhati, and it's a really good idea to have a tissue nearby. Blow your nose, even if you think you don't have to. We're working with the solar plexus. We're going to be snapping the solar plexus in over and over. Let's see if you can see it with my hand here. Yeah, you can. Watch my hand. So, an aggressive exhale, a strong, forceful exhale, snapping the solar plexus in, the diaphragm muscle in. The inhale is passive, so you're always thinking about the next exhale. Take a full breath in and a full breath out, and then begin. So it's breathe out completely, and then breathe in. So I would start with, 15 to 30 breaths. It doesn't have to be fast. People think that Kapalabhati needs to be really, really fast like this. It can, but that can also be really a lot. I find a natural rhythm that works for me, which again is about this slow. Because the inhale is passive, you kind of give yourself a moment to passively allow that inhale to happen. Begin your next out breath. Work up to, between 30 and 60 or maybe longer. Your barometer with Kapalabhati, also called the skull cleansing breath. I hate to give it away, but when you're done with that breath, really feel how you feel, experience what you're feeling in the head. Close your eyes and breathe. And then you can work up to, a minute, 2 minutes of Kapalabhati over time. Your barometer is, if you get dizzy, you got to ease back. You got to allow your body to acclimate slowly to the breath, and mix it up a little bit. So do your Ujjayi breathing, do your Kapalabhati. Third breath we'll work on is Bhastrika. So Bhastrika breath is almost like a pant, in and out through the nose. It's quicker. It's like a train. So how a train starts kind of slowly, it goes that's how we do the Bhastrika breath. So you start with the breath in, complete breath out. And you can slow it down at the end, like reversing, like a train would slow down. Also, if you can't maintain a really fast pant in and out through the nose, kind of working those breathing muscles really strongly so they start to flutter on their own and you feel it. And you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper with that feeling the more you practice it until you have like maximum control. You're actually exercising those muscles consciously. It's amazing. Take that feeling of the breathing muscles into your twists sometimes when you're starting to loosen up the connective tissue around the ribs and you're trying to make space in the body to do a nice deep twist. You want to hollow out. It's phenomenal. But again, just as a meditation, doing it in conjunction with meditation will transform you quickly. So Bhastrika, when you get tired, slow it down, and then speed it up again. So let's do it together, okay? Sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in, exhale, speed it up. Breathe. The feeling in Bhastrika when you start to really, again, connect to it is, it's a pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. So the flutter, the breathing muscles, the stomach starts to hollow out more and more and more and more and more. Bhastrika. Feel the effect of that breath. And then a really beautiful breath for balancing out the left and right side of the brains. The Ida and Pingala nadis, or Ida Pingala, people pronounce it differently, that originate actually base of the spine, but main energy pathways through the nostrils, left and right nostril, that kind of figure eight down through all of the main energy centers of the body. They meet at the base of the spine and they become one energy pathway up the spine to the crown of the head, and that's called the Sushumna Nadi. So bring the right hand, use your right hand for this, and you're gonna fold the peace fingers in and all the rest of the fingers open. That alone can be challenging, so kind of take time to figure that out. And you're going to find which nostril is more open. So you're going to start with the nostril that's more open. So all you do is you close, thumb against right nostril, breathe in and out 3 times through the left. And then your ring finger on the left nostril, breathe in and out 3 times through the right. Make sure you blow your nose if you need to before each one of these breaths. So I'm more open on my left. If you're really equal, always start with closing the right nostril with your thumb. If you're really congested on the right side but not the left, use your index finger against your left nostril. Opposite hand, tip of the index finger and the thumb together. Rest of the fingers open, palm up, any way you want to hold it. And instead of pads of the fingers, tips, okay? So let's start. I'll talk us through it as we do it. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. Let's say we're all starting on the right side. You could shift this. We're gonna close, we're gonna do a ratio of 3, 12, 6. Close the right nostril with the thumb. Let's take a deep full breath in first. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Close the right nostril. Inhale left side for 3. 3, and hold both nostrils closed. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, right side. Keep the left nostril closed for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale strongly, full inhale. 3, 2, 1. Close your nose. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, opposite side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, same side, left side. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, right. 5, 4, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale left for 6. I'll do the count. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold for 12. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exhale right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 2, 3. Hold. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Exhale left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you count. So again, the count is 3, but it's a full inhale. Imagine you're shooting that breath up to the center of the forehead, just above the brow line. That's the third eye area as you hold your breath. And if 12 is too long a count, everybody's counting can be faster or slower depending on what you can manage. Just make it an equal ratio. So if your 3 is 1, 2, 3, you know, make your 12 in that same speed. If your 3 is 1, 2, 3, to get the full breath, your 12 is a little longer. Exhale 6, 3, hold for 12, exhale 6, inhale 3, hold 12, exhale 6. That's one full round. Inhale left, hold, exhale right. Inhale right, hold, exhale left. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breath. And again, I'm just going to say, see how it feels. So imagine if you start with your Ujjayi breathing to breathe center. Go into some strong Kapalabhati. Take a rest, come back to Ujjayi or normal breathing. Feel the effect of the breath. Maybe try Bhastrika. Your rounds can be a lot longer than that. And then come to a rest. Try your Nadi Shodhana breathing. We'll talk about locks a different time. When you're doing the alternate nostril breath, you can bring in a Mula Bandha and a Jalandhara or Jalandhara Bandha. So the bandhas are locks or seals. You can track pelvic floor muscles. You can track the throat muscles, chin all the way to chest. That would be your hold. I'll just show you one time and we'll talk about it more deeply later. So if I'm inhaling on my left side, at the top of that inhale, if you're doing a lock, contracting throat muscles, chin to chest, holding on tightly with your pelvic floor muscles, you're kind of sealing the prana between those chakras. You can feel what happens and experience it. And then focusing on the third eye. The locks are extremely powerful and you drive a lot of focus right here. Mind wipe, really beautiful. This has some beautiful physiological effects. Go and experience it. So as a recap, Ujjayi for however long you choose in your meditation. Try Kapalabhati for 15 to 30 breaths. If you're not dizzy, keep going. 45, 60, right? Work up slowly. Stop short of dizziness, or if you start to get dizzy, stop immediately. Breathe normally, feel the effect of the breath. Go into your Bhastrika. The choo-choo train breath, maybe do it for a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then go to your alternate nostril breathing. One round is in left, hold, out right, in right, hold, out left, and you can do that for a long time. So you can really, do 10, 20 minutes of alternate nostril breathing. It's really going to be up to what you can sustain, how much time that you have. Doing this at the beginning of your yoga practice is fabulous. Doing it at the end, super. You can do it a lot longer. The Kapalabhati and Vastrika in particular are extremely purifying. You can easily work up a sweat. Sometimes you can get nauseous a little bit if you're really purifying liver energy. That's actually a good sign, not a bad sign. Make sure you're hydrating really, really well. And there are many other techniques of pranayama. If you get these 4 down, like really down, there are a lot of other places to go with pranayama work. So I just wanted to introduce those 4. That's 20 minutes of me chattering on about this. Go and practice if you choose, and ask any questions. Okay? Blessings. Namaste.